I've participated in the protest movements in Russia 10 years ago, but I lost hope when I realized that the state control over social networks for me meant that the change is not possible. So I lost hope 10 years ago. When the state controls the social networks or software companies, it means that they can block all the opposition groups and remove them from the ranking and recommendations. And it just means that the news that people are interested in will not spread. And also, you cannot discuss anything privately. Everything becomes open to the state, which means all of these efforts useless when people want some real change. But when we, with our co-founder, started to talk about human cooperation and started to research distributed ledger technology, peer-to-peer technologies, we started to realize that we can build, if we change the architecture of the web, we can build a much better nervous system for humanity. I'm Zhanna Sharipova, founder of Anytype, and Anytype is the everything app for those who celebrate trust and autonomy. The internet is built as a distributed network. It's an independent communication network no single party controls. And because it was designed to be decentralized, it's a great foundation for digital freedoms. For us, fundamental digital freedoms mean privacy of thoughts, ability to connect with those we trust, create and join communities of our choice and govern them, and also participate in governance of the things that we are creating in the world of bits. Today, we access the internet through the web, where it's centralized. Currently, the architecture of the web is built on application developers controlling the keys to the accounts of users and storing them on their behalf. We can call them keepers of keys. Because application developers control the keys, they decide who can access the account, who cannot, whom to block, whom to promote, what's the ranking and recommendation system, how to change it and when. Because application developers control the keys, they govern all these questions. And because users don't have access to the keys, they don't participate in the governance. We think fundamental digital freedoms are to the world of bits what fundamental human rights are to the world of atoms. It was the most important innovation, this fundamental human rights, on which the modern world stays. And the governance system with government, rule of law, division of power, presumption of innocence, and checks and balances is the last and the most powerful innovation we did in terms of social innovation and how the world works. We think for the world of bits, the same thing is important. And we think these are fundamental digital freedoms. The coolest part about fundamental digital freedoms and the opportunity of the world of bits is that in the world of bits, we can govern these freedoms very differently. In the world of atoms, in order to govern our fundamental human rights, we need to elect governments, and that's why we have created division of power, checks and balances, and all of other sorts of mechanisms that help us govern these rights. What's the beauty of the world of bits? That fundamental digital freedoms don't need this kind of governance. Because we can use the code as our medium, we can just encode them in the computer network. I think it all comes back to the question, who are the keepers of keys? Because who control the keys? They are controlling the digital freedoms. If someone can decide, can you access your account or not, that person becomes the intermediary that gets the power. And currently we have public key cryptography on which we can build new kind of authentication where we don't have any intermediary between the user and the account. With Anything protocol, users are keepers of keys. So the account creation, for example, happens on your machine without the internet connection. Why this is important? It means that even without internet, you can access your account and there is no power in the world that can block you out of your account. We believe this is a fundamental foundation on which everything else is built. Another cool property of Anything protocol is that spaces can sync, for example, in local networks without, again, the connection to the backbone. And which means, so for example, if you are in the same room and you have several devices, they would sync in the local network without connecting to servers somewhere on the other side of the world. I think the web today gave us immense superpowers. We can collaborate with people from other continents. we can back up all our data, we can publish and millions of people can watch and see what we are creating, we can transfer wealth with one click. However, all of these kind of powers are governed by software companies, and software companies are ill-suited to govern this kind of superpowers. Just with so much of our lives lived online, software became the nervous system of humanity. And when you come from places where I came from, you understand how fundamental digital freedoms are so important. I hope that in 10 years we will live in a different world.